Are you ready to see 6 coins that could change your life? In today's video, we're revealing the top 6 most valuable coins that have shocked the auction market with unbelievable prices. Some of these coins look completely normal, but because of rare mint marks, error varieties, and unique details, they have sold for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Make sure you watch till the end, because the number 1 coin on this list might be hiding in your pocket. Right now, let's get started. Top 1. The 1995 Roosevelt 1 dime with the D mint mark. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 10-cent coin that you might find in your pocket change. But in certain rare conditions, this small silver-colored coin has shocked collectors by reaching values close to $150,000 in today's auction market. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, shortly after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The coin was designed by John R. Cynic and has remained a staple of American currency ever since. On the obverse, you see the left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, along with the word liberty, the motto "I in God we trust," and the date. On the reverse, there is a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch representing peace and strength. In 1995, millions of dimes were struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark located just above the date on the obverse side. Most of these coins were released into circulation and are still only worth their face value of 10 cents. However, certain rare examples of the 1995 D Roosevelt dime have become incredibly valuable due to unique minting errors, sharp strikes, and exceptional preservation even in circulated, very fine condition. Collectors carefully examine the 1995 D dime for specific characteristics. A large, bold date with strong numbers is one key feature that draws attention. If the date appears thicker or slightly doubled due to a minting anomaly, the coin's value can increase dramatically. Some rare examples show strong doubling on the inscriptions or design details, which is highly desirable among error coin collectors. Condition also plays a critical role in determining value. A circulated coin with scratches and light, where it can still be considered very fine if the main details of Roosevelt's hair, cheek, and jawline remain visible and sharp. On the reverse, the torch bands should still be distinct, and the branches should show clear outlines, even with minor scratches from circulation. A very fine example that carries a rare error or unusual strike can command an astonishing premium. In today's competitive auction market, collectors are constantly searching for modern rarities. While most 1995 D dimes sell for only a small premium over face value, a rare error variety in very fine condition has reportedly sold for as much as $150,000 when certified and authenticated by professional grading services. Such a price is typically achieved when the coin combines multiple desirable factors, including a dramatic mint error, strong eye appeal, and documented rarity. Professional grading companies play an important role in establishing this value. When a coin is submitted for grading, experts carefully analyze its authenticity, surface preservation, strike quality, and any mint errors. Once encapsulated in a tamper-evident holder with an official grade, the coin becomes far more attractive to serious buyers and investors. Certification provides confidence and often leads to record-breaking auction results. What makes stories like this so exciting is the possibility that valuable coins may still be hiding in everyday change. Many people overlook dimes because of their small size and common appearance. Yet history has shown that certain modern coins, especially those with minting errors, can become legendary within the numismatic community. The 1995 D Roosevelt dime serves as a reminder that even ordinary pocket change can hold extraordinary value. If you believe you have a 1995 D Roosevelt dime, examine it carefully under good lighting. Look for unusual doubling in the date or lettering, off-center strikes, or other visible anomalies. Check the overall condition and compare it with grading guides to estimate whether it qualifies as very fine or better. If the coin appears unusual or rare, consider having it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or submitting it to a professional grading service. The coin market continues to evolve, and modern coins are gaining more recognition than ever before. Collectors are expanding their focus beyond classic silver and gold issues to include rare modern circulation coins. As demand grows and supply remains limited for rare varieties, auction prices can climb dramatically. The story of the 1995 D. Roosevelt dime, reaching values around $150,000, captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. It proves that you do not always need an ancient or gold coin to see extraordinary value. Sometimes, a simple 10-cent piece, with the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand can turn into a life-changing discovery. Top 2. The 1973 Roosevelt 1 dime with the D mint mark. At first glance, it looks like ordinary pocket change. It is small, lightweight, and made from a copper-nickel-clad composition that has been standard for decades. Millions of these dimes were struck for circulation, and most are still worth only 10 cents today. But in rare cases, a 1973 D. Roosevelt dime in circulated, scratched, very fine condition has reached astonishing levels in today's auction market, with certain rare examples valued around $150,000. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his leadership during difficult times in American history. The coin was designed by John Arsenic. On the obverse, you will see the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt along with the word Liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the date 1973. Just to the left of the date is the small D mint mark, showing that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, a torch stands in the center, symbolizing liberty, with an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch symbolizing strength. In 1973, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes for everyday use. Because of such high mintage numbers, most collectors would assume the coin has little value beyond face. However, the coin collecting world is full of surprises. Rare die varieties and dramatic minting errors can transform even a common modern dime into a highly sought-after collectible. One of the most important features collectors search for is a double die error. This type of error occurs when the working die receives a slightly misaligned impression during the hubbing process. As a result, parts of the design appear doubled. On a 1973 D dime, collectors carefully examine the large date Liberty and "In God We Trust" for visible signs of doubling. If the numbers in the date appear thickened or show clear separation under magnification, the coin's value can increase dramatically. Other striking errors can also add significant value. Off-center strikes, misaligned dies, die cracks, or even coins struck on the wrong planchet are considered rare and collectible. If such an error is bold and clearly visible, it can attract strong attention from serious collectors. When rarity is combined with demand, auction prices can rise quickly. Condition plays a major role as well. Even though the coin may be circulated and show scratches from years of handling, it can still qualify as very fine if the main details remain sharp. On the obverse, Roosevelt's hair should show noticeable definition, especially above the ear and around the temple. The cheek and jawline should retain some contour rather than appearing completely smooth. On the reverse, the torch bands should still be distinct, and the outlines of the olive and oak branches should remain visible. Light scratches are acceptable in this grade as long as the overall design remains clear. It may seem unbelievable that a circulated 1973 D dime could reach a value of $150,000, but in the numismatic world, rarity and verified authenticity are everything. If only a handful of examples with a dramatic double die or major mint error exist, collectors may compete aggressively to own one. When such a coin appears at auction, intense bidding can drive the price into six-figure territory. Professional grading services are essential in establishing this level of value. When a coin is submitted for certification, experts carefully authenticate it, evaluate its condition, and confirm any recognized error varieties. Once sealed in a tamper-evident holder with an official grade, the coin gains credibility and trust in the marketplace. Serious collectors and investors are far more willing to pay large sums for coins that have been professionally certified. Stories like this capture the imagination of collectors everywhere. The idea that a simple 10-cent coin from 1973 could be worth around $150,000 proves that valuable treasures are not always made of gold or silver. Sometimes, the smallest coins hold the biggest surprises. If you have a 1973 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark, take a closer look before spending it. Use magnification and good lighting to inspect the date and lettering for doubling. Look for unusual strike characteristics or visible mint errors. Even if the coin shows signs of circulation and scratches, a rare variety could make it extremely valuable. The world of coin collecting continues to grow as more people learn about hidden rarities in everyday change. The 1973 Roosevelt dime stands as a powerful reminder that extraordinary value can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places. Top 3. The 1969 5-cent coin with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks completely ordinary. It is small, made of copper and nickel, and has been used in everyday transactions for decades. Millions were produced, and most people would never imagine that a simple 1969 nickel could be worth a fortune. Yet in rare cases, a 1969 5-cent coin with a large date and no mint mark, even in circulated, scratched, very fine condition, has reached astonishing prices in today's auction market, with some rare examples valued around $120,000. The 1969 5-cent coin belongs to the long-running Jefferson nickel series. Thomas Jefferson appears on the front of the coin, facing left, along with the word Liberty and the date 1969. On the reverse, you will see his historic home, Monticello, along with the inscriptions United States of America and 5 cents. The design has been a familiar sight in American pockets since 1938. In 1969, nickels were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Coins produced in Philadelphia during that time did not carry a mint mark, which is why many 1969 nickels show no letter near the date. While millions of these coins were made, only a tiny number feature rare minting errors that can turn an ordinary nickel into a six-figure treasure. The key to extraordinary value lies in rare die varieties and dramatic mint errors. One of the most famous types of errors collectors search for is strong doubling on the date or lettering. A large, bold date that appears slightly doubled due to a misaligned die can dramatically increase demand. When the numbers in 1969 look thicker, distorted, or clearly doubled under magnification, the coin becomes highly desirable. Collectors also look for doubled lettering in Liberty or I in God We Trust, as well as unusual features on Monticello. Condition plays a very important role in determining value. Even a circulated coin with scratches can still qualify as very fine if the details remain strong. On the obverse, Jefferson's hair should show noticeable definition, especially above the ear and along the temple. His cheek and jawline should still have some contour, not completely flat from wear. On the reverse, the steps of Monticello may be partially visible, and the architectural lines should still be clear despite circulation marks. It may seem surprising that a scratched coin could reach $120,000, but when rarity meets collector demand, prices can rise dramatically. In today's competitive auction market, Serious collectors are constantly searching for rare error coins. If a 1969 no-mint mark nickel displays a dramatic double die or another significant mint error, and if it is authenticated by a professional grading service, its value can skyrocket. Professional grading companies carefully examine coins for authenticity and assign a grade based on condition. They also confirm whether a coin truly has a rare error or variety. Once sealed in a tamper-evident holder with official certification, the coin becomes far more attractive to investors. This added trust can create intense bidding at auction, sometimes pushing the final price into six figures. Stories of valuable 1969 nickels remind collectors that modern coins should never be overlooked. While most 5-cent coins from 1969 are worth only face value, the rare exceptions are what make coin collecting so exciting. A single minting mistake, made more than 50 years ago, can transform a simple piece of change into a life-changing discovery. If you have a 1969 5-cent coin with no mint mark, take a closer look before spending it. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date and lettering for signs of doubling. Examine Monticello for unusual details or distortions. Pay attention to the overall condition and detail, even if the coin shows scratches from circulation. Small differences can mean a big increase in value. The possibility that a 1969 nickel could be worth around $120,000 captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. It proves that you do not need gold or silver to own something extraordinary. Even a common copper-nickel coin can become a rare prize if it carries the right combination of error, condition, and demand. Coin collecting continues to grow as more people learn about hidden rarities in everyday change. The 1969 5-cent coin with no mint mark stands as a powerful example of how overlooked coins can become auction stars. Top 4. The 1984 5-cent coin with the P mint mark. At first glance, it seems like nothing more than ordinary pocket change. It is small, lightweight, and made from a copper-nickel composition that has been standard for decades. But hidden among the millions produced in 1984, there are rare examples that have stunned collectors and reached incredible prices in today's auction market, with certain pieces valued as high as $120,000. The 1984 5-cent coin is part of the long-running Jefferson nickel series. On the front of the coin, you will see the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, facing left. The word Liberty appears to the right of his image, along with the date, 1984. Just beside the date is the small P mint mark, showing that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, the design features Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia, along with the inscriptions United States of America and 5 cents. In 1984, the Philadelphia Mint produced a massive number of nickels for circulation. The majority of these coins are still worth only 5 cents today. However, within this large production run, a tiny number of coins were struck with unusual die varieties or minting errors. These rare pieces are what excites serious collectors and drive extraordinary auction results. One of the key features collectors search for is a large, bold date combined with strong doubling. A double die error can occur when the working die receives a misaligned impression during the minting process. As a result, the numbers in the date or the letters in Liberty may appear slightly doubled or thicker than normal. Under magnification, this doubling can be dramatic and clearly visible. When such an error is confirmed, the coin becomes highly desirable. Another factor that can increase value is an off-center strike, die crack, or other unusual mint anomaly. Even a small mistake in the minting process can transform an otherwise common coin into a rare collectible. When these features appear on a 1984 P nickel with a sharp, large-looking date, collectors pay close attention. Condition is also extremely important. A circulated coin with scratches can still qualify as very fine if the overall detail remains strong. On the obverse, Jefferson's hair should show clear strands and separation, especially above the ear and along the temple. His cheek and jawline should still display contour rather than being completely flat. On the reverse, the architectural details of Monticello should remain visible, including window outlines and the general structure of the building. Even if light scratches are present from years of circulation, strong remaining detail keeps the coin within the very fine category. It may seem unbelievable that a circulated nickel could reach a value of $120,000, but in the world of numismatics, rarity and demand determine price. If a 1984 P5 coin has a dramatic and verified double die error, and if only a few examples are known to exist, collectors may compete aggressively at auction. Bidding wars between advanced collectors can quickly push prices into six-figure territory. Professional grading services play a critical role in achieving such high values. When a coin is submitted for grading, experts authenticate it and carefully evaluate its condition. They also confirm the presence of any minting errors or die varieties. Once sealed in an official holder with a certified grade and attribution, the coin gains credibility and investor confidence. This certification can significantly increase its auction appeal. Stories like this remind collectors that even modern coins can hold extraordinary potential. Many people assume that only old silver or gold coins are valuable, but rare mint errors on modern copper-nickel coins can be just as exciting. The 1984 P nickel proves that hidden treasures may still be waiting in ordinary change. If you have a 1984 5-cent coin with a P mint mark, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Use a magnifying glass to examine the date and lettering for doubling. Look for unusual thickness in the numbers or letters, and check both sides for any striking abnormalities. Even if the coin shows scratches from circulation, strong detail, combined with a rare error, could make it highly valuable. The idea that a simple 5-cent coin from 1984 could be worth around $120,000 captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. It shows that coin collecting is not just about age or metal content, but about rarity, uniqueness, and demand. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story includes a surprising twist of fortune. Top 5. The 1992 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark. At first glance, this coin looks completely ordinary. It is a standard 25-cent piece that many people have carried in their pockets, used in vending machines, or dropped into change jars without a second thought. But hidden among the millions struck in 1992, there are extremely rare examples that have stunned the numismatic world, with certain pieces reportedly reaching values close to $300,000 in today's auction market. The Washington Quarter Series began in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Since then, it has become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. On the obverse, you will see the left-facing portrait of George Washington along with the word Liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the date 1992. Just to the right of Washington's ponytail is the small P mint mark, indicating the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, the design features a powerful eagle with outstretched wings, arrows in its talons, and olive branches below, along with the inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar. In 1992, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of Washington quarters for everyday circulation. The vast majority of these coins are still worth only 25 cents. However, rare mint errors and special die varieties from that year have transformed a few ordinary-looking quarters into extraordinary collectibles. These rare examples are what drive headlines and spark excitement among serious coin collectors. One of the most important factors that can make a 1992p Washington quarter extremely valuable is the presence of a dramatic double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives a misaligned impression during production, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. Collectors carefully inspect the date, the word Liberty, and "In God We Trust" for noticeable doubling. A large, bold date with clear separation in the numbers can significantly increase the coin's desirability. Other striking errors can also raise value. Off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or wrong planchet errors can transform a common coin into a rare treasure. In some cases, a 1992p quarter may have been struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, creating a highly unusual and collectible piece. When such an error is dramatic and well-preserved, demand can become intense. Condition plays a crucial role as well. A circulated coin with scratches can still qualify as very fine if the main design elements remain strong and clear. On the obverse, Washington's hair should show distinct strands, especially above the ear and near the ribbon. The cheek and jawline should retain noticeable contour rather than appearing completely smooth from wear. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers should remain partially defined, and the outlines of the wings and body should still be visible despite circulation marks. Even with light scratches from everyday use, strong detail helps maintain collector interest. It may sound unbelievable that a circulated quarter could be worth $300,000, but in the world of numismatics, rarity and verified authenticity can lead to extraordinary prices. If a 1992p Washington quarter features a major mint error and is confirmed by a respected grading service, its value can rise dramatically. Professional grading companies authenticate coins, evaluate their condition, and attribute recognized varieties. Once encapsulated in a certified holder, the coin gains credibility and trust among high-end collectors and investors. When such a rare coin appears at auction, competitive bidding can push the final sale price to remarkable levels. Collectors who specialize in error coins or Washington quarters may be willing to pay substantial amounts to secure a unique or extremely scarce variety. This is how certain examples of the 1992p Washington quarter have reportedly approached values near $300,000 in today's market. Stories like this remind us that valuable coins are not limited to ancient gold pieces or early silver dollars. Even modern circulation coins can become highly valuable if they possess the right combination of rarity, condition, and demand. The excitement of possibly finding a rare error coin in pocket change keeps collectors searching through rolls from banks and jars at home. If you have a 1992 Washington quarter with a P mint mark, take a moment to examine it carefully. Use magnification to inspect the date and lettering for signs of doubling. Look for unusual strike characteristics or alignment issues. Evaluate the remaining detail to determine whether the coin could qualify as very fine or better. If something appears unusual or dramatic, consider seeking an expert opinion or professional grading. The idea that a simple 25-cent coin from 1992 could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. It proves that hidden treasures can exist in the most ordinary places. Top 6. The 1993 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary 25-cent coin that has passed through thousands of hands. It may show light wear, small scratches, and the normal signs of circulation. But hidden among the millions struck that year, there are extremely rare examples that have shocked collectors, with certain pieces reaching values close to $300,000 in today's competitive auction market. The Washington quarter has been a part of American life since 1932, when it was first introduced to honor the 200th birthday of the nation's first president. On the obverse of the 1993 quarter, you will see the left-facing portrait of George Washington. Alongside his image are the word liberty, the national motto, "In God We Trust," and the date 1993. Just to the right of Washington's ponytail is the small P mint mark, showing that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. On the reverse side, the classic eagle design dominates the center, wings spread wide, holding arrows and olive branches, with the inscriptions United States of America and $quarter surrounding it. In 1993, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of Washington quarters for circulation. The vast majority of these coins remain worth only face value today. However, as with many modern coins, rare mint errors and unusual die varieties can dramatically change that value. It is these rare characteristics that turn a common quarter into a headline-making collectible. One of the most important features collectors search for is a double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin receives a slightly misaligned impression during its creation, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On a 1993 P. Washington quarter, collectors carefully inspect the large date, the word liberty, and "In God We Trust" for visible doubling. If the numbers in 1993 appear thickened, separated, or shadowed under magnification, the coin could be significantly more valuable than normal. Other mint errors can also create extraordinary value. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, or coins struck on the wrong type of metal planchet are all highly collectible. Even a dramatic misalignment between the obverse and reverse designs can increase demand. When these errors are bold, clearly visible, and officially authenticated, they can push a coin's value into six-figure territory. Condition plays a crucial role as well. A circulated coin with scratches can still be graded as very fine if the primary design details remain strong. On the obverse, Washington's hair should show visible strands and definition, particularly above the ear and near the ribbon. His cheek and jawline should retain some contour, instead of appearing completely smooth. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers should still show partial detail, and the outlines of the wings and body should remain distinct despite light wear. Even with circulation marks, strong detail keeps collector interest high. It may sound unbelievable that a circulated 1993 quarter could reach $300,000, but in the world of numismatics, rarity and demand drive prices. If a 1993 P. Washington quarter features a rare, dramatic mint error, and only a few confirmed examples exist, collectors may compete aggressively at auction. Bidding wars between serious buyers can quickly elevate the final sale price far beyond expectations. Professional grading services are essential in achieving such high values. When a coin is submitted for certification, experts verify its authenticity, evaluate its condition, and attribute any recognized error varieties. Once sealed in a tamper-evident holder with an official grade, the coin gains credibility in the marketplace. Investors and advanced collectors are far more confident bidding large sums when a coin has been professionally authenticated. Stories like this capture the imagination of collectors and everyday people alike. The idea that a simple quarter from 1993, possibly found in loose change, could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars is exciting. It reminds us that valuable coins are not always old silver dollars or gold pieces. Sometimes modern clad coins, with the right error and the right combination of rarity, can become treasures. If you have a 1993 Washington quarter with a P mint mark, it is worth taking a closer look. Use magnification to examine the date and lettering for doubling. Look for unusual strike characteristics or visible minting mistakes. Study the overall condition and remaining detail. Even if the coin shows scratches from circulation, a rare error could make it highly valuable. The world of coin collecting continues to evolve, and modern error coins are gaining more attention than ever before. The 1993 P. Washington quarter stands as a powerful example of how ordinary change can sometimes hide extraordinary value.